And welcome to Grow Your Life live sessions. Hope you had a great 4th of July. I want to talk to you about being a sales professional. And before you turn this off, because I use the sales word, everybody is a sales professional, and I can prove this. Even if you are a pastor of a church, a parent, stay-at-home mom, or a grandmother, you are in sales, whether you're selling something or not. And a lot of people will argue the validity of that because of the language of the word sales. But what I'm talking about is most people persuade, speak, communicate in an amateur way. So let me first talk about what I mean by sales. Any sort of communication with another human being that is to help them make a decision that will better their life is a form of sales. Sales then just takes it a step further. That decision usually involves a monetary value exchange, okay? So, but in this, if you turn this off just because you are not in monetary value exchange for what you do, you still need to learn to communicate in the same exact way. If it's parenting, being a grandmother, a pastor of a church, whatever that is, the way that you do that is you care about the needs of the person that you are serving, not your own selfish desires. And it's funny because we can look at that when people don't make money, we act in this way. We communicate in a way to where we could care less if they do it or not. Actually, we care more sometimes. Now, so check this out. Check this out. We care more when we're not doing a monetary exchange if somebody makes a decision to better their life, okay? So they're deciding to do something different than what they are today to better their life. And I'm just adjusting my camera here. I need you to choose to go make your bed because I know that it will help establish habits in you for the future. An amateur would say, go make your bed because I told you so. That's ruling in an oligarchical control type of a way, okay? But here's the thing. Most people in sales do so in an amateur way. They do so as an amateur. Do it because I said so, or because money's involved. They're like, well, I hope that you might have an interest in this, but it's okay if you don't. And there's two sides of that. So usually when money's not involved, we have no problem telling somebody, you have to do this. You need to do it. It's going to better your life, make your life better. Okay? It goes further when you become manipulative and start to control people and try to force people to do something. We're not talking about that. But that is human persuasion techniques, is communicating your thoughts, your feelings, and helping impart vision of how their life would be better by choosing to make a decision different than what they are doing now. And that is all that sales is. So in that, we can understand that when we're talking to a best friend and we're telling them, hey, you need to use this product over this product, because we have no self-interest in them buying it other than their life improving. And so in that, our sales communications will convince anybody to do something that we know will better their life if money is not involved. And if you struggle with that even, that's a whole nother issue. I'm not talking about that. So anybody is in sales and persuasion just by communicating to another human being, you should do this over this because it will help better this. They impart vision of how their life will be better. They not just convince the person, but actually persuade them that their life will be improved upon making that decision. Yet when money is involved and we're asking somebody to part with $50, $100, $10, we instantly change our mode of operation many times. Amateur salespeople, kind of like dating. When you go on the first date and you either ask for way too much inappropriately on the first date before you talked or met, or before you even went out on the date, this happens. Or you just go right in for, your own desires over the other person. This is amateur, and we can recognize this in relational issues. We can recognize this in amateur in areas that do not involve monetary exchange. Yet for some reason, our brain shuts down. It becomes fearful when we need to exchange money. And we act completely different than what's inside of us. And this is why I believe all people can be experts at sales, yet choose not to out of fear. Sales is just persuasion, done so unashamedly, unapologetically, to help another person get what they want. And sales is just serving somebody. And so when you look at your sales, whatever you're selling, whatever product or service you have, I don't care what it is. I don't care if you need to pay your credit card payments. I do care. Okay. So I'm not trying to say I don't care, but that if you are focusing on, I have to have money come in or else I will lose everything, you will act as an amateur in your persuasion process because you are self-invested in the sales process to get more out of it than you are giving. You are more invested in them giving you money than serving them. And so you need to learn how to disconnect the feelings, the emotions, the situation you're in from that to help somebody. Communication, videos like this are just sales. For instance, I'm not going to sell you anything, but I want to persuade you watching this video to realize how you are being an amateur at your communication in sales, in persuasion, and in human interaction. And I'm showing you this by showing a very obvious scenario where almost everybody is really good at persuasion and sales and closing a deal. When you're the best one is referring a product that you love to a friend. Anybody can do that, especially if they're not going to have to buy it from you. Another one is parenting, helping mentor somebody. You want them to make a change in their life, to improve their life. And yet, when it comes to asking them to give you money to improve their life, that way you can then run advertising campaigns, reach more people, create new products, create ways to do that. We become amateurs because we're afraid to ask for the sale and the close. We're leading with our own desires out of that. So we're so afraid of what we get out of it that we're completely missing helping another person reach their goals. All that sales is serving another human being to reach their goals. If I'm trying to sell you a nutritional product, for example, and you've told me that this product, that you have these goals and you tried everything, if I do not properly persuade you to buy my nutritional product, I've done you a disservice. Because I've said that my own self-interest and my own fear is more important than helping you reach your goals. And when we have that perspective in sales, we can sell anything. Let's take it from another standpoint here. Let's say that you're selling tiling for a house that you're building. Somebody comes in, they need tile, you have the best tile, but they're wondering, should they buy from you or a competitor? Okay? And you act as an amateur selling those tiles because you're so worried about them having to buy from you that you actually send business to your competitors. When somebody's already expressed, they want you to help serve them. They're willing to buy. If somebody is willing to buy, shows interest, they're not a no instantly. There's somebody that needs to raise their certainty in you, your product, your service, and then your job is to impart vision and certainty to them on what it's like to purchase your product, use it, consume it, and how their life will then be transformed and improved, and their goals will be accomplished by buying it. And that's what sales is. And then going back around, looping back around to that, if somebody's not certain, how can we help them with that? That's what we do when we communicate with our friends, with our family. Yet when it comes to a business scenario, we get scared. We get nervous. Making video content like this. I love making content that helps persuade people to improve their life. And I get nothing for this other than just to tell you, listen to my podcast, join my Grow Your Life community. I have one product that I sell and I do consulting services, if that makes sense to people. But for those of you that are trying to grow a business, you have to learn to stop being an amateur at sales and to start communicating the way that you would to your best friend, to your family members, in an authentic, real, down-to-earth, just legit way that makes people realize you're a good human being and you care about them more than just getting the sale. And when you do that and somebody is closable, you can close anybody on the sale. You don't have to work so hard. It's time to stop working so hard in sales and learn to just purely serve other people. When the monetary exchange comes up, great. That's how I can help serve you better, is you buying from me. But you choosing to let your fear dictate that is saying that my fear is more important than helping another person reach their goals. And that hurts you in the process, and it hurts them. And so in that, you have an obligation, a moral obligation, to help sell to people, to learn to not be an amateur, but to be a professional. And I'm going to continue making content on this. I have a podcast on this. I did episode, I think it was number 2 or 3. I have a blog post on this. This is where I come from with sales. I want to help people get their goals, reach their goals, mentor people, teach them what works and what doesn't. And so in that, I want to encourage you, you can get better at sales. Every single person watching this can. I believe in you. I know you can. We'll talk soon. See you tomorrow on the Grow Your Life Live.